Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the Horowitz Chaim's NIDCHEI YISRAEL, speaking about how a person has to be aware that all of their actions are being watched and judged and accounted for by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And even though that a person might do a mitzvah, for example, of tzedakah, and help out by supporting the shul, but he's being watched, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows that in all the other areas of his observance, he's falling very short. And that's going to be very difficult to answer to Hashem. The truth is, how much a person must fear and tremble when he contemplates his situation in life. At the end of 120, when a person leaves this world, and they appear before Hashem's throne of glory, and they have to give a din v'cheshbon, a reckoning of all their actions in their life. V'yiras hadar kvod Elokeinu, and they're going to see the glory and the honor of Hashem. They're going to see thousands, if not millions, of groups of angels, ministering angels, that are constantly standing in front of the glory of Hashem. Like it says in the pasuk, Elef alfin yishamshune v'ribai ribran kadmai yakumun. It says in the pasuk there are thousands upon thousands who serve Hashem, and tens of thousands upon tens of thousands who stand before Him. So you're going to come before Hashem. V'kulam zoim v'chalim yaponim. They're all trembling and in fear, shaking in awe before Hashem. And with great trepidation and great awe, they do the will of their Creator of Hashem. These are the malachim, these are the angels who are spiritual entities and beings who don't do any mistakes. They don't live down here in this world with the Yetzer Hara. They don't fall and stumble into sin. They just do the will of Hashem, and yet they are trembling in awe and fear before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So now you, after 120, you'll be standing there in Shemayim, and you'll see all of these angels trembling and shaking, and now you'll see, how will you not be embarrassed from yourself? A little bit of pleasure in this world, b'yamav haktsarim, in the short life that you lived, to fulfill the desires of your earthly desires. That's why you did what you did. What you want to do, liken yourself to your evil friends. They're just a clod of dirt like you. You decided to assimilate. You decided to follow their ways. You decided to do what they're doing. This one doesn't keep Shabbos, and this one doesn't say brachas, and this one's not so careful with sneers, and this one doesn't care so much about learning, and this one doesn't daven kavanah. But you want to be just like them? A clod of dirt? How many times did you transgress the will of Hashem, your King? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the God of all of these legions. And specifically, when they're going to ask you and say, no, Tipa Srucha, you putrid drop of life, how could you not be afraid of rebelling against your Creator? Stand up now in judgment, and recognize your deeds. And here comes the frightening words of the Horowitz Chaim, if you weren't scared enough already. Every single one of your actions that you did in this world, they will all come and stand before Him. They will stand before the person, and they will testify against him. Like Chazal teach us, you think that when you left this world, you leave your deeds behind you? Says the Horowitz Chaim, Chazal tell us no. They will all come running, and they will come either for your benefit or against you if you did the wrong things. And if you won't be able to answer, Who's going to answer for you? How are you going to explain why it is that you didn't keep Shabbos in the right way? How are you going to explain to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the Olam Emes you decided not to make brachas on your food? How are you going to explain when you're standing before Melech, Malchei Malachim, why it is that you were careless in your davening, and you were careless in your Lashon Hara, and you were careless in your Nivel Peh? How are you going to explain that? Who's going to be able to explain that for you? How much you're going to have to hide your face in shame at that point. Think about it, Rabbi Yisai. Everything we do in this world is being monitored and registered in a book by the Ribbono Shel Olam. And even more so, says the Chavetz Chaim, all those actions that we did wrong, they're going to come and testify against us before Hashem. Who will be able to absolve us and answer us? Nobody. And what a busha and a klima, what a shame and embarrassment, Rahman al-Islam, it's going to be. Have a wonderful day where we're doing the good things that will also stand by our side and testify and defend us in the eyes of Hashem.